Hello everyone and welcome to the part 5 playthrough of the Dream Master map. So we'll be pushing into the blue player again. There will be an event fight that I'll take with the Necromancer just because I want to farm a few extra skeletons there. And then we'll have a fight against a big blue hero. Meanwhile, I thought about talking about primary skill values. I've been thinking about it a little bit recently, and I think this map changes primary skill priorities actually a little bit compared to the regular maps. So in general, when I can choose a primary skill to level, I normally value attack and defense over knowledge or spell power, like much higher. Value them much higher than those. And attack is maybe a bit more valuable than defense. And between knowledge and spell power, I think they're both are quite equally important, I'd say, up to maybe 3 or 4 value, and then I'd say knowledge is a bit better, up to maybe 20 or something, and then I give a different priority. So when I have like a decent amount of mana, I prioritize spell power over knowledge. So that's my general approach to this primary skill values. And when it comes to this map specifically, there are a few very notable differences here. And those differences are, so one thing that we have going for, that changes priorities, is that most of our heroes are creature specialists and high-level creature specialists. So our primary unit is some creature that has a huge amount of attack and defense regardless of the hero stats. So basically it means that the value of attack and defense is actually a bit lower than on a different map, for example. And in a similar fashion, value of knowledge, I think, is a bit higher actually than that on a normal map, because of the lack of magic wells and the fact that you basically can't regenerate your entire mana pool, and your actual mana regeneration relies on the total amount of mana you have. So basically every knowledge point you have, actually, in addition to the total mana points, increases your mana regeneration along with it. So that's actually very significant, I'd say. What else? And I think spell power on its own probably did not change its value too much. Early game it's way worse, I'd say, because you have an Arena of Magi, so you can actually get away having just even one spell power in most fights. but later on I think it kind of gets back to its original value, because you probably will be fighting less and less using using this ring. So here I'm preparing for the fight against a big blue baddie. So as a general theme here, since I don't have a lot of mana, I just can't really afford bringing many troops into the fights, so that I kind of actually could resurrect whatever I lose. So that's why I will bring in to the most fights when I fight with Marius. I will be bringing only demons. So there we go, we'll have a fight now, I think, and I think I may continue the discussion on primary skills after this fight. So speaking of Ring of Magi, that's a fight where I actually want to equip it, because the enemy has a very high interference. So as you can see, I have only 3 effective spell power with 14. 14 is not much, but like if I boosted it a bit more, I'd have 4. That's barely much better. So as usual, I bring like once to take some hits, and now I have an advanced haste, so demons will actually take over the combat at this point. In the beginning I blinded the Quathals because of their invulnerability. I actually prefer them not to take their turn at all. Demons do not kill the androids in a single attack, so I actually want to land one hit before I blind them. Which I will do just now. I will remove retaliation with the remaining bird, and the fight should be over effectively at this point. I did lose some demons for now, but it should be easily recoverable with the amount of mana I have. Okay, as you can see, resurrecting 230 worth of health hit points is kind of actually pathetic. Oh well, still it's enough. Anyway, so primary skill values. They're actually... So, the fact that attack and defense are a little less valuable and knowledge is a little more valuable. I'd say that priority maybe changes slightly. I'd say attack probably still keeps its first place, because it just doesn't cap that easy. Defense, on the other hand, I think actually becomes a little bit worse. So it caps at plus 28 basically. So I actually don't benefit from having plus 70 on my demons most of the time. So basically defense skill is often gonna be wasted. And when it's not wasted, when I fight like some specialist hero, it actually is gonna be meaningless quite often, because enemy specialists may have their specialist creature attack skill at like 200, like 300, so like way over what I can realistically achieve myself, so kind of also meaningless in this situation. So I'd say defense probably cedes second place to the knowledge, which gained some value. Attack is still more important though, and also quite useful on other heroes as well. Like for example, Orin, as I mentioned, is kind of a very interesting hero, and he is he would benefit a lot from having attack, and not so much from defense, as you can imagine. Orin is a shooter, so I would be mostly using him for like force field, maybe some other fights. Basically, the fights where I need like an overwhelming shooting power, and it's very rare that I would be okay taking hits in these situations anyway, so defense is unlikely to save him. Okay, so what are my next plans here? I am preparing for the day 1 of the week 4. Now that I killed the biggest blue hero and taken the town, that nasty crossroad there, being able to go on the road diagonally but not actually getting into the bucket, which is a vertical move. Okay, so this location I will for now be pausing with Marius. Animus will go fight Jello here, I think. There is one more hero nearby, and Marius will need to wait until week 4 so that she could learn advanced tactics. And above this town there is another, what looks like a town. Maybe you'll see it like in a moment when I scroll up a bit. No, you don't see that. There is something that looks like a Rampart town, but in actuality it's an anti-magic garrison. Kind of weird, actually. Well, I mean, it looks pretty cool, but weird decision to make it so, in my opinion. So I positioned devils there to actually guard the Muggles from Pegasi. And I used this fight to farm Swordsman. Joe is pretty strong, so... And as you can see, Nemo's spell power is also very low. So I actually want them to kill Swordsman, and I don't want them to hit anything else. And he also does the magic thing there. Okay, so now we have done what we wanted to do. Now resurrect the Muggles and bail out from here. Nicely done. So he did have both Pendant of Second Sight and Sleepkeeper. I wonder why author gave both artifacts. Kind of curious. Maybe there is an orb of vulnerability here somewhere. That I could have brought here. Because unless I can do that, I actually don't see a point in giving both of these to one hero. And if I could bring one, that'd be actually pretty good. Because there are like very strong heroes later on. I just kind of, even looking at some of them makes me shiver. So basically for now I have a bit of a downtime here. Want to prepare everything to go into the green and red player zone that opens on week 4, and then I want to push to the anti-magic garrison that guards another blue town, and most importantly, a blue tent. The garrison is pretty well guarded, and I need to have advanced tactics to take this garrison with small losses, with acceptable losses at least. I think Necromancer will go to the Hummingbird location, and I want him to take a 4th Inferno town that I had to skip with Marius back when she was there. Now I can come back because El Hummingbird took a town nearby, near to that location. So I actually don't have to spend too much time getting there now. Maybe I should have farmed the demons with Flutterbird here this turn, because he had maximum mana. Now he's fine though, with +3 knowledge he actually doesn't waste mana regeneration. Otherwise I think it's actually smart not to waste mana regeneration on some heroes. On some heroes it could be wasted, it's not a problem, but Flutterbird, one example, I think, where I shouldn't be wasting it. So as for primary skill points, I think like attack, as I said, is #1, but #1 probably with some caveats, obviously, right? So like more attack on Marius, for example, only makes her deal a little bit more damage against top tier enemies, and has no impact on like maybe neutral armies, maybe heroes that are on par with her in terms of strength, or even like below par. She's my strongest hero, so it's not completely unheard of that enemy heroes would have weaker stats than she has. But when it comes, for example, to the secondary heroes, such as Elmore, such as Ignatius, Lena, basically most of my heroes, except for those whom I'm actively using to fight. For these heroes, I think knowledge is like a clear top priority. So Hummingbird will take some time to clear, and I want him to be not far from this location next day, because I will be passing army to Necromancer. So Necromancer will go forward, but without an army, so like to make use of a higher speed. Lena will go towards Hitlor's dwelling. She will once again gather them on the next week. still not fully happy with number of pit lords I have, so still hope to speed up the process of demon farming a little bit. So setting up Marius for maximum speed next day. Setting up Ignatius to go to the red and green area next day and take first town. And one town. Not one actually, I will take 2 towns there. Zif also speeds up to actually take the second town. Wasting my time a little bit here, sorry about that. Kind of hoping to develop Orin, but I don't really have that many skill boosts, unfortunately, so I keep checking the same occasionally. So just make sure that the henchman has enough movement to reach Ignatius next day. So he's gonna have 2700 movement because there is no stables, and he'll be fine actually. He just barely reaches Ignatius there. would be a good time actually to use Floribird to flag red Stormbird dwellings here. Actually, should have done it. So I think Nemo's is the only hero remaining. And I want her to speed her up as well, like I did with Marius. And next day her goal will be to... well, next day is not much as just this. She's gonna prepare to do the sneaky thing on the day 2, and the sneaky thing is to basically make a fool of the hero god in red tent, Sir Milik. Sir Milik is like very strong, so I don't think I actually can deal with him at this point. So I intend to steal a red tent from him. And Nemo's is gonna be actually doing just that. So looks like we are set. And that's gonna be hopefully a somewhat productive day. And there we go, henchman will start. Don't forget to equip the green boots because he doesn't have pathfinding. And also make sure to give Ignatius the Admiral's hat. Give back, that is, he did have it before that. So Ignatius goes. Here is the location. And takes this town. Ziv takes plus 400, importantly. And she will march to take the second town. Here's some green hero, relatively weak. Also use this town as a stables for my heroes. Now Marius will go and learn advanced tactics and also visit stables. Very conveniently. Here is the advanced tactics, and now she heads off to the garrison. Now that Rampart town up top is actual garrison I was talking about. Now it's kind of a nasty fight actually, considering that it's an anti-magic. So Nemo's will take care of this fella. And we'll head on. I want to put her in a position far enough from Milik. Milik is like directly to the north from here at this point. So I want to put her far from Milik, but still within distance from the red 10. And so she is. And Kal, I have a specific idea for Kal. He's gonna be fighting a green hero next day. A strong green hero. And I want him to have air magic. Advanced air magic works just fine, although maybe I even didn't have to. But I decided to give him advanced air magic. For the convenience. So it's day 1, so we actually can get some more demon meat. And at this point I decided to also farm archers. I was not sure if I should keep them. Maybe I could later promote them to sharpshooters or something else to make them kind of a formidable force, but I figured that it's probably unlikely. So I decided to just convert them to demons. Took pit lords and magogs for demon farming from my main army. So basically collect the meat and farm some demons. I will also buy a scroll of clone, I think, for this turn. So Oren will pass army to the Necromancer now through El Hummingbird. Accidentally reset artifacts. Maybe I actually didn't have to blind, now that I think about it. I actually didn't have to. Most definitely. We were good. Probably should be okay now to pass the turn. Next day, Nemus takes the red tent and we'll do some more demon farming and also fight the green hero. last demon meat collected, and now with all that, we are gonna be demon farming. It's gonna take a while, so feel free to skip ahead. Yes, of course, one last thing before demon farming, the scroll of the clone. Now with clone spell, Floribird can actually raise more stacks per fight. He's still fairly limited in terms of mana. Maybe I should actually teach him to advanced water magic. And now that he has clone is like 4 mana difference between having or not having magic, and for him it's kind of a lot actually. So as you can see, this way we can get quite a few demons from just one fight. Mana becomes a much bigger problem though. And I still have some meat to farm, so we'll have to do it the old way, without clone, or at least like with just one clone that I have left mana for. This fight is maybe a little bit tough for Floribird to farm on. Dragon was almost killed in a single strike. Fortunately, I have Crusaders to farm, and Crusaders will actually do quite a bit of damage before they are killed. I want to push Crusaders a bit further, so I still don't want them to engage. I want them to be. So I want just to make sure that the Wraiths don't reach anything. So I will take a little bit further position. Also, one thing I forgot actually, and that this Wraith drained my mana. Well, maybe I did not forget. I think the mine says just that it's guarded by whites, that is unupgraded, and it doesn't say that if there is upgraded or unupgraded stack. So I did not realize that I'll be losing mana here anyway. And my plan was to farm one stack here, then farm one stack or two stacks with the next stack of whites, and I have too many armadillos to farm in one stack, so I'd have to split them. And so after that stack, after next army of whites, I would still have one stack to farm, and then I would town portal to to a different town, and there is one dwelling next to the Rancho of Arnaud town, the Worms dwelling. And so I would farm that remaining stack there, but this Wraith threw a range into my plans. And so I decided to farm everything I can in these two fights. Fortunately, I have a large Pitlord stack, so I actually can farm most of my armadillos in one go. No, it's not a problem. Just a little bit of calculation here. Just roughly how many demons I can raise. I could unequip the Elixir of Life for fights where I farm creatures like armadillos, or like swordsmen actually. Anything that is 25 HP or above. Or actually even like 20 HP maybe, even with Flurrybird. But I thought that having an extra regeneration on a dragon is fine. It's good, I mean, and like taking maybe a few extra shots to kill the meat is not too big a problem. So 1,600 demons farmed just like that. Pretty good. Pretty happy about that. Basically, more or less double the number of demons I have. And I will upgrade them now. That's one other requirement to take the anti-magic garrison I have. So I actually need upgraded demons there. And since I'm farming mostly with Floribird, it's not a problem for my main army. Even actually, I mean, like, obviously, upgraded demons are, even if just a bit, are better than unupgraded. Bringing Ifrits for the next big hero. I'll have to fight. Again, that's gonna be a red hero, I think. And red player has this annoying factory grail. So I have to bring 2s of Ifrits, not 1s. Kalhu is gonna be using force field in this fight. It's gonna be a bit weird fight, actually, not like anything I had with force field in the past, I think. Well, not much different, but still kind of weird. And the first thing I basically need to take care of is not lose an ammo card to the friggin' lightning strike in the beginning. Also, AI in this fight was kind of behaving a little bit weird. I didn't understand it very well. For some reason, it would only cast air shield if I put Maggoth like this in front of Archdevils. That's weird. Especially considering that in my first test attempt, I'm pretty sure I put them the other way around and it did not cause me any trouble. Okay, so I think it's time to blind the shooter there. Now, protection of air is gonna be helpful. Now that he's cast slow, he no longer has any units that are faster than a slowed Archdevil, so it's not a problem. That's basically a fight where I spend my excess spell points. Kind of a unfortunate turn of events. But Kalh already had just a bit over 400 spell points, so he probably would gradually keep losing and eventually would have too few spell points to actually count as extra and to be particularly useful against some enemy. So it is what it is. So it's 5 turns of blind on the bounty hunters. And I need to resurrect Magogs in order to kill them. Looks like I'm short like 1, maybe even 2 turns here. So I may want to reblind bounty hunters just in case. Well, if only morale came a bit earlier, right? A bit earlier. Okay. So now I want to send a couple of heroes to follow Marius. One will bring Marius' army next day, and another, in this case it's Ziv, will go north from this location. Your goal would be to reach another blue town later on. It's relatively far, so she doesn't get there like in the near future. And the henchman will follow Marius. He has 5 acids. Exactly what Marius needs. with her fight. And I think I made a mistake there. So it's not actually something I considered a lot. I think I could say that. Sometimes I calculate, like check how much movement points the hero needs to get someplace, right? And sometimes I make this mistake when I calculate it on one hero, and then I have to and I make a move on another hero who actually will be going that path, and I do not realize that, for example, first hero has pathfinding and the second hero doesn't, which effectively means that movement cost for the second hero will be greater, like on grass, for example, but basically on anything except for when we move across the swamps and both heroes have green boots. That's basically the only case when pathfinding do not give benefit over logistics in terms of movement cost. Necromancer moves out to meet a green hero that will come next day. When I actually tested these couple of days, my cow actually almost reached the location where that green hero comes from. So if I go straight north from the last town I took with Cal, it's actually like maybe 1 day distance from there. Unfortunately, that location is closed by a timed quest guard, so I would not be able to reach that hero, unfortunately. But if I could, it would be pretty cool, actually. So because of my mistake with henchmen, I have to keep Marius a little bit back. And also I may have used a different hero. Like, in hindsight, maybe I should have sent not henchman but a different hero there. Because henchman, I have relatively important, I wouldn't say a very important task for him, but kind of something that requires his direct participation, I guess, and in many places. So he'll be over-tasked at this point. So I should have actually maybe used someone else here, but I only later realized that opportunity with him. So there we go. The final fight of this part is gonna be here. The anti-magic garrison. Need 2 stacks of demons with 9 speed here and advanced tactics to make it work. So basically my goal here is to avoid any unnecessary hits on my demons. So the first dragon hit is basically something I cannot avoid. But other hits are kind of something I want to avoid. Obviously, easier said than done, I'm afraid. Fortunately, the unicorns here block way for dwarves, so I at least can kill the unicorn here and not get any more hits. So that's losing 21 demons. Anyway folks, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.